Good morning, students. Good morning. So, today we discuss about what is an algorithm. Well, good morning, students. Some network issue. Sorry for the delay. So yesterday we discussed about introduction to DA. What is we said about what is an algorithm and how to okay. See here, my PPT is visible to everyone. Due to some network problem delay, sorry for the delay. So yesterday we discussed about what is an algorithm, how to analyze the algorithm, how to design the algorithm. We discussed in previous classes. Then we also discussed about how the algorithm name came from. Okay, and we also discussed about some of the characteristics of algorithm. Input 0 or more inputs, output at least one, definiteness. Each instruction must be clear and unambiguous. Finiteness, in finite number of steps, the program will be terminated, and effectiveness. Okay. Oh, do not use unnecessary things, unnecessary words for the algorithm. We write only use for necessary things for that algorithm. We don't write unnecessary things about that algorithm. That we call it as effectiveness. Okay. So next we also discussed about pseudocode conversions, comments, blocks, and identifiers. Data type identifier starts with the letter of the alphabet. Data types, assignment operators, boolean values, true or false, and next one, convert arrays, loops. We already discussed while loop, do while, for loop, and then condition, if condition, if else conditions, then conventions, switch case, selection operator, you use the switch case statement here, and input, output, then procedures. It has two types, head and body. In procedure, we have two categories, head and body. That is the title of the algorithm, and body is the inside the bracket. We call it as a body. So all these discussed in previous classes. So please, all the students don't write any name after your roll number, and also don't write any, don't give any space in between your roll number. We are when we are taking the attendance, it is difficult to take the value. So please, all of you remove your name only. Write your roll number without any space in between your roll number. Otherwise, I put option to those who write the name. Those people I will not give any attendance to them. So don't write two times also. Here 93 and Bharat 70, Praveen, Prabha, all of you just remove your names. Just write your full roll number only. Okay. Ramya, Vinit Verma, Abhi, don't write, just remove your, just write your roll numbers only. Okay, next today topic was recursive. So most of the people already, you are already studied in C language. Recursive is means the function call itself, we call it as a recursive. The same concept we discussed here in little more depth. Okay. So what is the recursive? What is meant by recursive? Actually, in general, in simple languages, what is recursive means? So it is in a simple language. Recursion is the repeated occurrence of the particular event. Okay. In programming, recursion is the repeated occurrence of a procedure as a result of the procedure calling itself. We call it as a recursive. So recursive procedure is the name given to the procedures calling themselves. Okay. Okay. So here a recursive procedure is the name given into the procedures calling themselves. That's why we call it is as a recursive. Here the parameters passed each time into the function must be different. Okay. So recursive is a principle closely related to the mathematical induction. In a recursive definition, an object is defined in terms of itself. So we can recursively define we can recursively define some sequences, functions, and sets. Okay. So see here some basic definition for recursive. An algorithm is said to be recursive if the same algorithm is invoked in the body. We call it as a recursive function. So as here we have only just we know that recursive is a function call itself. We call it as a recursive function, and also another definition is if the same algorithm is invoked in the body, we call it as also a recursive. So here we have two types of recursive algorithms are there. Sorry, uh, here different types of recursive algorithms are there. 1 minute. Okay, see here my screen is visible. So here types of recursive algorithms are single recursive, multiple recursive, then direct recursive and indirect recursive. So here single recursive means here recursion that only contains a single self-reference is known as single recursion. Okay, it contains a single self-reference. We call it as a single recursion. Example, factorial function. It has only a single recursive function. Coming to the multiple recursion. So here recursion that contains multiple self-references. It contains multiple self-references. So it call it as a multiple recursion. Example is Fibonacci series. Okay. We multiple times we are calling the Fibonacci values. So example for multiple recursion is Fibonacci series. Okay. Next, coming to the direct recursive. So here, algorithm, for example, an algorithm A is said to be direct recursive if it calls itself. If the function calls itself, we call it as a direct recursive. Indirect recursive means an algorithm, for example, algorithm A is said to be indirect recursive if it calls another algorithm and which in turn calls A. So here, for example, an algorithm A calls an algorithm B, again B calls algorithm A, and finally returns the algorithm A. So that is indirect recursive. So these are the types of recursive: single recursion, single recursive, multiple recursive, direct recursive, indirect recursive. Okay. For single recursive example, Fibonacci factorial function. For multiple recursion, you have Fibonacci series. So for direct and indirect recursion, see the examples here. So see here, if a function calls itself, we call it as a direct recursive. So see here some here this is the function direct int n is a function. Here this is direct int n is a function, so it is directly calls here if n greater than 0 return 0, else return n plus direct n. Again it calls this function only. This type of recursive we call it as a direct recursive. Okay, see the example for the direct recursive. This is the example for direct recursive. The function calls itself, we call it as a direct recursive. Okay. Next, coming to the indirect recursion. So here we have two functions are there, that are f and g, and function g calls f, then this recursion is called indirect recursion. If the we have two function, one function calls the another function, we call it as a indirect recursion. In this only indirect recursion, it calls only one function itself. Here it calls another function, that's why we call it as indirect function. See here, if n like greater than or equal to return 0, otherwise return n plus buddy n minus 1. So in this example, buddy n minus 1 is the another function. So it moves here. When we call the buddy, that the cursor moves here, comes here, then move to the again first function, that is f function. So in this type of, first of all, we first we call the function A, then in that we have moved to the function B, again function B calls the function A. So this type of recursion we call it as a recursive recursion, sorry, indirect recursion. Okay, clear? Any doubts? Anybody had any doubt, please write a message in chat box. Okay. Next one. So here for a recursive algorithm, we have here in recursive algorithm we have two elements are there. One is base case, another one is general case. If you are if you are writing any recursive algorithm, you are just always identify what is the base case and what is the general case. Okay, in generally in base case means this statement solves the problem, that is every recursive function must have a base case. So this base case will solve the problem, but every recursive algorithm must have one compulsory is there, compulsory base case is there, and next one is general case. Here each call reduces the size of the problem. The rest of the function is known as the general case. So here in better understanding, I will explain with an example. So here in base case, solves the base case will solve the problem. In general case, it reduces the size of the problem. Okay. So see here, this is for example. See here, we have some problem, that is add. To add to we have to find the odd numbers. So I write an algorithm for finding the odd numbers. So for the in this example, here I am taking 1 as a positive integer, that is my base case, and general case is k plus 2 is my general case. Now, for example, if 1 is an odd positive integer, in this case, see here for k equal to 1, then substitute here 1 plus 2, 3. So, 3 is an odd positive integer. Next, I will take the value k equal to 3. 3 plus 2 is a odd positive integer, and so on. So in this case, my base case is 1, and the general case is this is the situation k plus 2. Okay. Now for a better understanding, see another example also. So see here, I have for writing an algorithm, I have to choose two cases, base case and general case. Here my base case is f of 0 equal to 3, and general case is f of n plus 1 equal to f of n plus 3. Okay, this is my base case. This is my general case. Okay, so see here, when the n value is 1, you substitute here, you get the value is 9, then f value to 2, then 45, 3. So these are just to write in any recursive algorithm, you must choose the base case and general case. Okay, clear. So now we move to our programming languages for recursive algorithm. Okay. Before that, how to design a recursive algorithm. So here, how to design algorithm means first to designing algorithm, first you determine the base case. I already told you, first you determine the base case, then you determine the general case for that problem, and also finally combine the base case and general case into an algorithm. This is the designing algorithm. First you determine the base case, then determine the general case. Finally, you combine both cases. Okay, so for this, we see an example, that is towers of Hanyo problem. Okay, for this you see the towers of Hanyo problem. So see here, for the towers of Hanyo problem, actually in this towers of Hanyo puzzle, this puzzle is fashioned after an ancient tower of Brahman ritual. So according to the legend, at the time the world was created, there was a diamond tower. We labeled it as A. Okay, there was a diamond tower. We labeled it as A with 64 golden coins discs. Okay, in the time there is a tower, diamond tower, and that tower contains 65 golden discs. Okay, the discs were of decreasing size and were stacked on the tower in the decreasing order of size, bottom to top. Okay, so they are stored that in decreasing order from bottom to top, just in this manner. You already know about towers of Hanyo problem. Okay, so besides this tower, there were two other diamond towers are there. We call it as this is A. Then we have another two towers are there, that is B, and another tower is C. Okay, we label it as B and C. Since the time of creation, Brahman priests have been attempting to move the disk from A to tower B. Okay, from A to tower B using C for intermediate storage. So he moves from A to B by using C as intermediate storage. Okay, so as the disks were heavy, they can be moved only one at a time. We cannot move multiple disks, so we move only one disk at a time. And another condition is here at here in this at no time can a disk be on the top of the smaller disk. Here we we put the here we have one condition is there. We have to put the small disk on the topper one only. We cannot insert small larger disk on the small disk. This is the another condition. We just put one disk at a time, and then we can store only smaller disk on the larger disk only. We cannot store larger disk on a smaller disk. This is another condition. So here according to the legend, the word will come to an end when the mean this is a puzzle when the task is completed. uh, so the task is completed. How the task will be completed? So this is one of the puzzle. So here we have two three towers are there, A B C, and we move data A to the B by using C as mediator. First condition is only move one disk at a time, and also please tell definition of towers of Hanoi. It is towers of Hanoi means nothing but it is a tower. In that there are some data is there, that is we call it as a towers of Hanoi puzzle. That is the name. The name of the that is not the definition. That is the name of that puzzle. Okay, just like pseudo code. This is the name of that game. In the same manner, towers of Hanoi is the uh, puzzle name. Okay, here in this we have some three towers are there. We move the data from one tower to the another tower. Okay, so here see the condition only one move at a time, and we cannot store larger disk and the small disk. These are the condition. So here we already know about all these towers of NA program. You already studied in data structures. So just you don't know what is in this example towers NA puzzle. What is the base case and what is the general case? No, I already explained the what is the puzzle, what are the rules. So just if you write the algorithm for this towers of Hanoi problem, first you have to identify what is the base case and what is the general case. Anybody can anyone tell about what is the base case or what is the general case for this algorithm? So here in this example, the base case is move one disk from source to destination tower. The base case is only move one disk. Okay, base case is move only one disk from source to destination. What is the general case? General case is move n minus 1 disks. Okay, move n minus 1 disk from source to intermediate needle. That is our general case. Okay. So see here in this example, we just move base case is one disk at a time from source to destination, and general case is we are using the mediator. Here we are using the yes, big disk does not lie on small disk. It is the condition. Okay. Only small, we just put the small disk on bigger one. We cannot insert, we cannot put bigger disk and smaller one. This is the condition. And also another condition is move only one disk at a time. Okay. So here base case is one disk at a time to from source to destination, and here general case is move n minus 1 disk from source to intermediate. We are using here three towers. Okay, so one tower has mediator and one tower is for destination and one tower is for source. In general case is move n minus 1 disk from source to intermediate. Okay, so see here for this the solution is this is the algorithm for towers of Anio. See here first recursive algorithm solution. See here first. Yes, you ask the question that big disk does not lie on small disk. So is the number of steps for moving disk is preserved. So you can move any number of times, but the puzzle is completed in a particular amount of time only. So you can move any number of moves from A to B or B to C, C to A, but only one disk at a time you have to move. So if you are for moving from source to destination, if you are do any wrong move, then the number of steps will increase. But the solution is there, but the number of steps will increase, and finally you get the solution for that problem. But here you have to choose the best steps, means which minimum number of steps is the best solution for that algorithm. For example, if you move 3 disk, okay, so minimum number of steps required for 3 disks is 2 power n minus 1, that is 8 minus 1, 7 moves. So you can just by 7 moves only, you just transfer from tower A to tower C using B as mediator. That is the minimum steps. If you can transfer the data from A to C, 10 steps, 20 steps, 30 steps, but the solution is the best solution is just move that source to destination in 7 moves only. You can move in 10 moves, but the best solution is only 7 moves. The formula for moving is 2 power n minus 1. Okay, so for this the solution is move n minus 1 steps, 2 power n minus 1, 2 into n, 2 power n minus 1 moves. Okay. So here for this problem solution is move n minus 1 disk from source tower, that is A, to intermediate tower. I am taking intermediate tower as C. Okay, so this is source tower A. I am taking intermediate tower C. I store the result in B. So for the solution, first step is move n minus n disk from source tower to the intermediate tower C. Then move one disk from source tower to destination tower. First move here, then move to the source tower to the destination tower. Then a third step is move n-1 disk from intermediate tower to the destination tower. Okay, you know, all are familiar with towers of Hanyo problem. Here I am taking 3 disks with different sizes. Here I am taking, here all of just see the PPT here. So this is my disk A, this is my disk B. I am taking okay, anyone, I am using disk B, and this is my disk C. Okay, so first move only one disk at a time. First I am moving this, so I am moving this step 1, moving this step 2, this here. So I am taking this small disk 1, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Then I am moving disk 2 here. So just how many moves are there? 1, 1, 2 moves. Okay. Then after that, I move this 1 to this top. Another move. Total 3 moves are there. Now I remove this. Okay. Okay. Then see here how many moves I moved here? Only 3 moves I moved here. The here 3 is there. Okay, here 2 is there, here 1, total I just now moves 3 moves. Then I transfer this to disk C. Okay, another move to the another move. Then this is step 3, total 4 steps. Now I erase this. Okay, now I move this step here. Okay, that is another move. I move store step 1 here, I remove here. Okay, another move is there. Then I move this to this, that is another step to, okay, another step. Next, finally, I move this to here. 1. Total solutions here, how many moves are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, the formula is 2 power n minus 1 moves. That is 2 power 3 minus 1 move. That is 8 minus 1, 7 moves. The minimum number of moves for that algorithm is 7. You can move in 10 moves, 20 moves, 30 moves. The minimum is 7. Okay. So, understand, everybody understand about towers of Hanyo problem? You must check the conditions. What are the conditions? First, you have write the condition. You just choose what is the base case. Here, base case is move one disk from source to destination, and general case is move n-1 disk from source to the intermediate node. See the algorithm here. So towers of Hanyo problem. Here is the number of disk, n is the number of disk, and these are the 3 towers. Okay, move top n disk from A to B. Your problem is to move A to B. So if n, just we check the condition, if n is greater than or equal to 1. If there is only one disk is there, you just move directly. You don't need any intermediate tower. You directly move to the source tower. Okay. Then check the condition if n is greater than 1. Okay, the condition is true. I am taking here 3. Okay, so towers of Hanyo problem. So n-1 disk here from move here data from A to B by using C as mediator. Okay, then move disk from top of the tower A to tower B. Okay, then we move towers of Hanyo here and here. Move data from C to A by using B as intermediate. Finally, we get the result is 7 moves. This is the towers of Ania problem. Everybody clear or any doubt? Please write a message in chat box. Is it clear? Okay. Another example. So in this means today we discussed about what definition of recursive algorithm and types of recursive algorithm, and we discussed towers of Anion problems and other examples we discussed later. So is anybody has any doubt regarding all these three concepts? Understand you understand about recursive algorithm and all types: single, multiple, direct and indirect recursive, and each example, each concept I explained with an example. Okay, then tomorrow class we discussed about first move, so this step move A to B. So here just see the here moves may be taken in any way, any matter. You move from A to B or A to C. The first step will decide the total number of steps of that problem. Okay, so just you try. Okay, okay. Here in this algorithm, we take B as mediator and C as the destination, A as the source. So in the same manner, if you use that algorithm, by choosing the moves, the number of steps will increase. Okay. So already explained example, I take source as A, destination as C, B as mediator. First, I move first disk from A to C. But in this algorithm, so in this algorithm, here move top disk from tower A to tower B. Okay, here he take as the B. Okay, you're correct. But how many steps you got for that algorithm? For this algorithm, the problem solved in 7 steps only, or it will take any more steps. Okay, this is about towers of Hanyo problem. Then tomorrow we will discuss about factorial. What is the base case and general case? Then we discussed another recursive function Fibonacci series, base case, general case. So all these concepts you already know, but how you don't know about what is the base case and what is the general case for that algorithm. Just I explained that in the next class. So is it clear for roll number 79? Your doubt or any is it clear, Mr. 79? Okay. Some roll number 64 and 66 do not just remove your name after your roll number, and 69, 80. Okay. Is it clear? Okay, today I end the session. Tomorrow we will discuss the factorial program Fibonacci series, and then we move to the performance analysis of that algorithm. Okay, today end the session. Thank you.